in, come in.
You hadn't ordered some Chase Elliott's chicken tenders?
I did have some Chase Elliott's chicken tenders. Oh, by the way, you guys don't even know yet, but I'm going to tell you about it. Do I just take the whole fist or just the drink? Or? That's you hold on to that. Well, hey, guys, some big news just announced. Chase Elliott's chicken tenders. It's here and it's real, and you can get it on DoorDash. I tell you all the time with Hooters, you know, I'm a busy guy. I get a lot of Hooters to go action. So right now on DoorDash, Chase Elliott's chicken tenders is available, and you can use promo code NASCAR30, and you're going to get 30% off. And I do have fine print. Fine print to read. Get 30% off your first order with code NASCAR30. New users only. 30% off up to $12. Valid through December 30th, 2022. Terms and conditions may apply. But the only term that applies right now is this glorious Chase Elliott's chicken tenders that I'm about to eat that I ordered off of DoorDash. And I use promo code NASCAR30. And I say, man, that is some good stuff right there. Chase Elliott, if there was a NASCAR driver that was going to start a chicken tenders joint, it would have to be Chase Elliott. And I got to rate these with the 3 C's. Crispy, crunchy, Chase. My name's Chase. His name is Chase. And these chicken tenders are just delicious. So you need to go ahead and get over to DoorDash and do everything I told you. Because you know that garage guys love Hooters. And now Chase Elliott, Bill's boy himself, has his own chicken tender joint. It's incredible. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy.
Can I leave now?
Yeah, man, you can go. That's fine. You could have left early. I appreciate it. Appreciate the chicken tenders. It's a great day to be alive.
Who are going to risk everything for glory.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Welcome to Bringing Winston Back, episode 9. It's a rhyme. I would bust out a rap right now, but I don't feel like it. Welcome to Bringing Winston Back. We had a great race in Miami. It was fun. Kyle Larson won, plus 1,000. The Dirt Boy got it done. A little round of applause there for the man himself. Good to see him win. A lot of people are upset that Kyle is not going to be competing for a championship, but that's okay because there's always next year. And in a weird, twisted turn of events, the car is competing for a championship. So very odd, but not that odd, I guess. We discussed it a little bit on the Garage Guys NASCAR podcast earlier this week. If you haven't got to listen to that, please do check it out. But thanks so much for coming back to Bringing Winston Back. Hope you enjoyed episode 8, the Ocho, the interview with Kip Richards, retired NASCAR legend and driver. If you haven't got to watch that yet, go check it out. But we're on episode 9, and this episode is basically a Halloween special, I guess you could call it. There's not a lot of Halloween stuff going on. I got my little crystal ball. Got my little crystal ball here. It's got a little devil star on it. maybe Star of David, not really a devil thing. But I got the Crystal Ball Energy that belongs to the Winston Wizard. He'll probably be pissed off that I'm touching it, but this is basically where the Winston Wizard's energy comes from and where he lives. So who knows? I may have to conjure up old Winston Wizard for this episode, but we'll see what happens. It's going to be even more fun when we get in to the weekend because Buddy and Seth are going out to Martinsville, and they are going to be doing a safari for Halloween. So we'll have some more Halloween content next week as well. So it's kind of a half in, half out Halloween special. Also, just other randomness. Pure randomness as always. That's what we do. Shout out to everybody that has been taking the time to check out the mystery mailer NFTs. We've already sold some. It's been great. I've been seeing the Snapchat, or not the Snapchat, the Instagram stories. I'm not a fucking child. I don't use Snapchat. I also don't cheat. So there's that. But I'm on Instagram. Shout out to it. I've been seeing a lot of stories that have been coming across. People buying decals, people buying NFTs. It's a great day to be alive. Look, I'm not kidding you guys. I have a fat stack of Garage Guys NFTs right here. Okay? I'm going to be giving these away weekly on Bringing Winston Back. Tell a friend. All right? They're all one of ones. I got so much to go around that I started selling them. Okay? And I guess that's a good place that we can start before we dive into the show. Of course, we have the Garage Guy RePorT as normal. Got a little bit of a little infomercial maybe to show you. Maybe some other little goodies and treats along the way. Who knows? But it's going to be a fun one as always. Got 2 voicemails from 2 BWB award-winning callers. And going to do some big data race chart on the RePorT. So stick around. But last week, as we showed off, we had an NFT to give away, as we do on every episode. The NFT that's going to be given away on this episode, episode 9, is Steve Park and Dale Earnhardt looking at stuff. So here it is. This is the one that we're about to give away now. And again, remember, all you got to do is go to GarageGuysFantasySports.com, register for an account. That's all you got to do. Make an account and come visit the site every now and then. Read some badass articles from all of our great people at Garage Guys Fantasy Sports. And yeah, no purchase necessary. You're entered to win. It's that simple. So you should do it all the time. You know, you should just be registered. Tell everyone you know, hey, you should register. It's important. So that way you can win NFTs. But we're going to go ahead and open up now and draw a winner for this Garage Guy 1 of 1 NFT, and then I'll introduce the new NFT for this week. So the winner of the Dale Earnhardt Steve Park looking at stuff is going to be, cue drum roll, Bradley Getz. Bradley Getz, congratulations. You have won a 1 of 1 Garage Guy NFT, Steve Park, Dale Earnhardt, looking at stuff. It's yours now. It belongs to you, Bradley. I'll get that sent out to you this week. And to introduce the newest Garage Guy NFT that we're giving away on episode 10, that's right, the Big 10 coming up next week, is going to be Richard Petty mowing the White House lawn. That's right. That's a 1 of 1 NFT right there. I actually have a little series with these. As you can see on my wall up here, you may not be able to see it that well, but I have Richard Petty mowing the moon. So this is Richard Petty mowing the White House lawn. So if you like this NFT and you want it, you know what to do. GarageGuysFantasySports.com. Register for an account, and it could be yours. So we'll see who wins that one next week. But again, packed out show. Fun stuff as always. Got some skits, some infomercials, and the RePorT. And as you saw in the beginning of this episode, good things coming from Chase Elliott. And Chase Elliott's chicken tenders. They were delicious. I ate them. I love them. Again, that code is NASCAR 30. Use that on DoorDash. Do it this race weekend. Get you some Chase Elliott chicken tenders, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and read the fine print again. Get 30% off your first order with code NASCAR30. New users only. 30% off up to $12. Valid through 12/30/22. Terms and conditions may apply. That's straight from the legal team. So I read that to you. Chase Elliott's chicken tenders, they're delicious. Get them on DoorDash. Order them this weekend. We all know that race day and Chase Elliott go hand in hand because, for one, he is racing there. But they were really good. They're good. You should order them. You should do it. And it's a to-go bet. It's a to-go bet. You bet on it. You get it. But it's a win-win for everyone. You bet your money, and then they arrive. So maybe it's not a bet. Who knows? Who cares? I'll talk about some bets, though. But, yeah. Well, you know what? Let's just go ahead and get into it. Like, I could tell you all day long about what we got and what we have. Doesn't matter. It's time to go. It's time to roll right into the Garage Guy. RePorT. Tort. Hello. Welcome to the Garage Guy. RePorT. Report. I'm not losing emphasis. It's report. It's a report, and I got something to report to all of you today. And I think that's a great place to start this off. Look, it is the week of Martinsville. We're coming off of Homestead. Me and Dale Tanhart did a great job recapping the Dixie Vodka 400 on the NASCAR podcast, Garage Guys NASCAR podcast. So go and give that a listen if you will. But shout out to Kyle Larson for getting it done in Miami. He has never won that race, and just very proud of him. Also very proud of him because my bank account was happy, and so is my wife, because Christmas is coming. But we got to get through Halloween first. But lots to unpack this week. We've got 2 voicemails on Bringing Winston Back that we're going to go ahead and play for you now to hear from our callers. And we'll tell you a little bit about what's been happening this past week. It's kind of been a slower news week. We've had a little bit of rumblings about some potential changes at Martinsville. I don't think we're going to see much of a difference than we did earlier in the year. So a lot of this report is going to be me and some of my science data analytics that I have done on a bet that I am making. And it is the only bet that I am making this week in terms of a driver to win the race, the Xfinity 500 at Martinsville. Okay? So I'm going to break that one down for you. And then I'm going to turn it over to the Winston Wizard because it is a half in, half out special for Halloween. And I feel like, All Hallows Eve, the conjurings of the world and majestic things, it's only right that he comes out. Plus, he has just been fucking flacking in my brain and telling me constantly about how he has 2 bets that he really wants to talk about. So I'm going to let the Winston Wizard take over that. And to my surprise, he wants to talk about an F1 bet. So I might just leave the Mexico Grand Prix to him as well. I don't think we're going to see much difference going into the rest of the year in F1 other than Max Verstappen just absolutely just blitzkrieg popping motherfuckers on the track with his fast car. So there is that. But let's go ahead and get to these voicemails on BWB episode 9. And shout out to everybody that is calling. Again, I know, it's up to me to put a video out to remind you to call. Or you could just watch this and just put the number in your phone or click the call button on Instagram. But you know what? I did realize, on weeks where things go really good, there's usually not a lot of people that call, and that's because we like to complain. And it's a human nature thing. I get it. There's nothing wrong with it. I understand. But we did have the 2 callers that called in, but you know the number, 504-512-4997. Go ahead and call that in, all right? Just call it. Leave a message. I don't care. I'll get it. If it's good, I'll play it. But don't be discouraged to not call. And I think that's what happened. We went from like 20 voicemails to not many. And I feel like a lot of people might have got their feelings hurt. And if you did get your feelings hurt, I'm sorry. But you should still call. Let's go ahead and get to our first caller. We've got Matt from Arizona.
Chase, this is Matt calling from Arizona. Shout out to you and Dale Tanhart for all the things you guys do for NASCAR. But let's just talk Denny Hamlin real quick. I see he made a comment that it's going to be a bunch of ring around the rosy at Martinsville if you can't get to the front bumper of anybody. You know, he should probably hope that there's some beating and banging because there's only one winner. So 3 guys are going to be trying to get in on points. And last time I checked, he's outside the bubble. So either Denny's going to be crying at the end that he didn't make it in, or he may get his payback on Ross Chastain, because you and I both know if he gets near Chastain and it's him or Chastain going in the playoffs, he's going to give him the business and put him in the wall. So, I don't know. Let's see what we got coming up. Shout out again to you guys for all you do, bringing Winston back, bringing everything back NASCAR to the way things should be. You guys are what is good for the sport. Keep doing what you do. We appreciate you all the way out here in Arizona, man. Hopefully to see you guys next week at the track.
Matt, thanks so much for that good energy. Dude, I wish we were going to Phoenix, man. Like I said, I've been talking to people. If somebody wants to pay for me and Dale to go to Phoenix, we'll take your money and we'll go, and we'll make content. If you got a business or a company you want us to promote, I'll do it. All right? I didn't plan this far ahead in the year. It's been busy at home. But, Matt, thanks so much for all those words that you're saying, everything that you say. Good for the sport, like me and Dale. Good for the sport. Like, that just above and beyond, like, I just really appreciate the shit out of that. But to talk about your point with Denny Hamlin, I think we all have kind of realized that Dennis is probably not going to do anything, especially intentionally. And by what we saw at Martinsville earlier in the year, I don't know if he's catching anybody. Okay? You know, I was going to talk about a bet that I liked at this race that it did involve the Bulls, the Toyotas, but I'm going to save it and I'm going to let Winston Wizard talk about it. But I personally am at a point to where this playoff season has been so wild that I can honestly see a world where Dennis Hamlin does not make it in. And I think that's a very giant possibility now, that he will not be in the championship 4. I don't see Denny winning this race. I don't see Denny performing that well at all. Maybe he'll find a way to crack out a top 15, but I think that's about as far as we'll get. I just don't see anything super duper great. Everybody's rushing to bet Martin Truex and everybody else. They haven't changed much. They talked about the changes that they did make, and it just wasn't enough. I think what Joey Logano said, it just wasn't enough to really move the bar. So they made some slight changes. I don't think that's going to help Denny at all. Them Toyotas, man, they're rough. So he's going to have to be, Kip Richards the fuck out of everybody in his way if he wants to make it to that next step in the 2022 championship. So we'll see how it shakes out. Matt, thanks so much for calling. I appreciate your time. Next voicemail we have is Super NASCAR fan Andrew.
Hello, Super NASCAR fan Andrew from Michigan again. I'm just calling, excited for Martinsville. I already bet Ryan Blaney, like what you said, at 10-1. And if he wins, I also took the future for him at 40-1 on DraftKings if it hasn't moved yet. And I'm really excited for Phoenix because for the first time in a while, we may get 3 burnouts all at one time. Because let's say Ryan Blaney does win Martinsville, then we have let's say Chase Briscoe gets eliminated and he ends up winning Phoenix again. Then that's a non-playoff driver that wins the race. Then you'd have Kyle Larson finish second to win the Owners' Championship. And then you'd have Ryan Blaney win the Drivers' Championship in third. And you get 3 burnouts all at one time, 3 different teams celebrating a championship or a race win. So that'll be a fun scenario if that happens. Talk to you later, Chase. Bye.
Super NASCAR fan Andrew there. Thanks so much for calling in, Andrew. I love the energy around Ryan Blaney, obviously, and that leads me into the main topic, one of the main topics of our show, the one bet wonder. I do want to say this. Andrew, you've made yourself known as a big burnout guy. He's ready for the triple burnout. I don't think anybody in their right mind is going to burn out for a championship car win. Our car won the championship. I don't think you're going to burn that out. You might get out of the car, park the car, put a ribbon on the car. I don't really know if that deserves a burnout or not. But I like where you're going with this Ryan Blaney energy. I may or may not have picked up a Ryan Blaney plus 4,000 championship future myself. You were talking about Chase Briscoe. You're already counting the man out. He may win Phoenix. You said he could win there. It's possible, maybe. We'll see. He did pretty well earlier this year. Who's to say he doesn't have a pretty good finish at Martinsville this week? And who's to say maybe he's going to be the biggest sneak attack of them all? Plus 20,000 championship future on DraftKings. I'm just saying. Just saying. If he does really well next week, you probably cash that out. I think we talked about that in the Discord. I saw somebody message that in the Discord, and it got me thinking. Some wild shit. Who knows? Who knows? That's all I'm going to say. Well, let's talk about Ryan Blaney. This is why I'm here this week. I'm making it publicly known, and I've done it on the Garage Guys NASCAR podcast. I'm here to publicly announce I'm only betting on Ryan Blaney to win at Martinsville. I've said that earlier in the week before any news came out, before any odds came out. I was like, doesn't matter. I'm going to bet on him. He's plus 800 right now on some sports books. But I'm going to say this. Don't bet on him just yet. I have a feeling he's going to qualify poorly. And if he does qualify really good, I'm going to be a nervous motherfucker. Because usually every race that he qualifies good in, he doesn't have a great finish. And I wanted to go back and do a little bit more research on that. And that's why we're bringing out the big data race chart for young Ryan Blaney. So I've done my homework and my research on 34 races this season. And as you can see, we have some data here. This is some big line data that I've collected for YRB to understand his year in review. Now, I did draw it in red not to be negative, but so that you could see it better. However, red is the color of negative, and there are a lot of negative dips. But the one thing that I did realize here on the big data race chart is there's a lot of shapes that look like the letter M. M could be for a lot of things. Money, which Ryan Blaney has not won us a lot of, unless you bet on him at the All-Star race. But when I see here, if I were to make this a vocal rendition, it would be kind of sounds like a race car. Okay? The M's just stand out. And if you look at the data where the biggest dip comes, it's been recently. But he's on an upward trend. Now, right here at this moment, I don't see where any dips occur at this height. So we're only going up from here. And if all these M's mean anything, if there's some Da Vinci Code shit going on here, Martinsville starts with M. Okay? You got to move people at Martinsville if you want to win. M, move. There's a lot of M energy. Not M&Ms, though. We'll talk about that next week when they run the last M&M's paint scheme. No Kyle Busch energy here at all, I promise. Penske looked good at Martinsville. This is some good shapes and lines, some good data here. Looks like a lot of M's. M is money. M for Martinsville. That's it. Ryan Blaney. That's a trajectory. He's only going up from here. I'm going to believe, and we're going to achieve. I'm going to hit a one-shot wonder bet this year, and this is the one. I'm doing it again. I'm rolling the dice on Ryan Blaney. Take it or leave it. I will have other bets up on Action Network, so be sure that you go check out me on social media at Garage Guy Chase, and that you find my link to my action picks. Follow me there. You'll see everything that I'm writing. I've already got some top 10s and some matchups locked in for Martinsville. There's a lot of juiciness out there other than the outrights, but I would recommend waiting on the outright for Ryan because I do feel like he is not going to qualify inside of the top 10, which should give us a little bit more slack. I'm trying to get him at that plus 1,000 or better range. However, if that does not happen, I'm still going to bet only on Ryan this week. So you want to put the energy there with me? You want to help conjure? It's a Halloween special. We'll see what the Winston Wizard has to say about it. But it's a Halloween special. We're going to put the energy on Ryan Blaney, okay? Money on Blaney, YRB, okay? Middle-aged Ryan Blaney, young Ryan Blaney, whatever you want to call him. It's a one-shot wonder bet, and it's happening this week at Martinsville for spooky season. think I'm rolling this enough. You guys pretty much know what my intention is at this point. I know you've been waiting on them all year. There's some other news things I could talk about. I could talk about how NASCAR Euro Series is going to race in ice and Santa Claus is going to call it. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go ahead and turn it over to our good pal, the Winston Wizard. Well, thank you, fucking shithead. What's up, everybody? It's me, the Wizard of Winston. I have returned for All Hallows Eve, Halloween, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I remember back in 1846 when they was racing fucking wooden pedal shoes down at the carnival. I tried to fool around with this girl named Margaret, and she was dressed up like a pumpkin. And I don't understand why, ever since then, everybody thinks you gotta have fucking pumpkins on Halloween. It's bullshit. Everybody knows that Halloween is for ripping cigs and fucking basically just playing with Ouija boards. That's about all there is to it. You know, me, myself, I'm working hard right now, having a talk to our good pal Dale Sr. here in the fucking afterlife. He's wanting to come back this year. I can't just let that sumbitch come out the grave. He's going to fall apart. He's a fucking national treasure to the world. Nobody understands this shit, though. But you see, that's the shit that I got to deal with. And you know what? I'm about fed up. I'm going to put my fucking little ball there. And don't you fucking dare say a word to Garage Guy Chase about what I'm about to do. Come here, you little fucking LG. Oh, baby. You know, my wife told you, living in the spirit world, it's real hard to fucking smoke cigarettes. So don't give me no shit. Oh, Lordy boy. Lordy boy. That's more fucking like it. Now, this guy, he don't have no fucking ashtray. God damn it. Alright, we're good to go now. Let's go ahead and get talking. One thing's for sure, Garage Guy Chase didn't lie when he said that I had some fucking bets. And I don't ever bet on that fucking pussy F1 shit. But I'm going to tell you this week, I think I am going to do it. And here's why. We're going to Mexico. Alright? In Mexico, they got Mexicans. Alright? They like to have sombreros, you know, good food, burritos. I love fucking Mexican people. They're the fucking greatest. And Sergio Perez is one of them Mexican people. And he's going to his home country. And these fucking books are sleeping on his ass. So let's take a look here. Sergio Perez over on Caesars Sportsbook, literally plus 450 to win the race. Now you could bet on that like a fucking idiot. Or, God damn, that's good. Or you could go and bet on driver nationality, which is what I'm doing. Because there's nothing like a good race with race. I'm betting on a Mexican man to win this race, and that's Sergio Perez. He's going to win the Mexican GP. He's going to bring it home for the motherland of Mexico. All right, it's coming. Plus 450 on Caesars Sportsbook. Now, you want to get into another bet I like. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Let's go ahead and dip on into the NASCAR world. A lot of people been talking shit about my man Bubba Wallace. And let me tell you what. He's going to rip him a new fucking asshole this week. I'm betting Bubba Wallace plus 1,500 on DraftKings Sportsbook, top Toyota. That's right. People don't remember, but Kurt Busch was faster than fuck in that 45 earlier in the year. And I'm telling you, that speed's going to translate. You done seen Garage Guy hit plus 2,000. You think he bet that shit? That was me that told him. I was the fucking intuition. So I'm telling you right now, heed my word and my warning. You bet against the Wizard, you're asking for a blizzard. And winter's coming up. And it'll be real fucking cold if you go against what I say. Other than that, I have not quit smoking. And don't ask me to do any exorcisms or sing a Halloween song, because I don't give a shit. I got other things to do. I've been fighting fucking dragons for the last 3.5 days, all right? I ain't got time for no fucking honky-dory trick-or-treat, smell my feet bullshit. All right. And since I guess he turned it over to me, I'm going to go ahead and end this here RePorT and call it quits because I got free time and I got to go see my cousin down at the fucking local county prison. So I'll talk to y'all later.
So you bet on NASCAR, huh? Like to spend a little time with the guys on the weekend? Got sort of a need for speed. Hi, I'm Jerry Junigan, founder and CEO of NASURANCE. And at NASURANCE, I'm here to make sure you don't ever lose another bet betting on NASCAR again. So Jerry, how does this NASURANCE work? Well, let me tell you. Every month, you're gonna pay one small fee of $99.99. And on race day, when you bet your driver, let's say you get a bad one. Kabing, pow, boom, forget about it. Uncle Jerry's here to take care of you with NASURANCE. But don't just take Uncle Jerry's word for it. Let's hear from one of our own customers.
Martin Truex Jr. was nearly my 13th reason. I bet on him every week, and every week it was something different. It was a blown tire, it was a loose wheel, he'd speed on pit road, or he just fucking sucked. Someone ought to put him in prison for all the money I lost on him, man. I mean, I went thousands of dollars in debt.
Have you looked at these? We are 2 months behind on electric, 3 months behind on water. They're gonna shut our shit off.
Sonoma, Martin Truex, one of his best tracks, and he's got Cole Pern back. He's gonna win this week, for sure. My wife left me. Martin has 2 wins at Darlington. He's driving the Bass Pro Shops car, and it's a crescent moon. Martin always wins when it's a crescent moon. The Lady in Black, Darlington this weekend. He's gonna win it this week. Martin Truex for the win, baby. And I nearly got evicted. And I would have gotten evicted if it wasn't for NASURANCE.
Don't be slurping soup at the homeless shelter. Get with NASURANCE and don't lose your bets. It's that simple. You don't have to do what that guy did.
They really saved my ass. They got me out of debt. I'm making money off of every play now, and they're making sure I never make a bad bet. And even if I do, they got me. I can bet on Martin Truex all along. I ain't got nothing to worry about.
This year alone, we've already paid out over $1 million to Martin Truex Jr. bettors. And because of that, we're suing him. He's a fucking bum. He can't win a fucking race. And speaking of that, that's a lot of fucking money, Tommy. So we might have to go ahead and just call some of the customers and exclude Martin Truex as a driver. It's a sad day when a Jersey boy himself can't even fucking get in a pit stall correctly. Fucking flip backwards at Homestead. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. I don't even want to finish this commercial.
I got a fucking yacht.
Hard on the rear. And that is a show. Another one in the books. Thank you for tuning in. Bringing Winston Back, episode 9. It was fun. You learned a lot on this episode, okay? Let's just face it. You know, you got a really cool infomercial. You learned about Jerry Junigan. You know, kind of a wild guy. Big bow tie guy. Who would have thought that he would actually start a company where you can basically hedge all of your losses for premiums? Crazy, right? It's a wild world we live in. Don't forget, make sure you're registered. GarageGuysFantasySports.com. This one-of-one Richard Petty mowing the White House lawn Garage Guy NFT going out for free to one of you watching this show. Tell a friend. Tell somebody you know about Garage Guys, about Bringing Winston Back, about Dale Center, about everything that we got going on here in the Garage Guy universe, okay? Because we're bringing Winston back. We're bringing motorsports back. It's what we do. It's how we do. You love us. We love you. And we just want to keep rocking and rolling as we always do on race day. Good luck to everybody betting on Martinsville this weekend. Everyone that's betting on the Mexican GP with Formula One. Best of luck to anybody just betting on motorsports this weekend, because that's what it's about, okay? And just if you, in case you forgot, follow me at Garage Guy Chase. And when it comes to motorsports, there's a little saying that I like to say every now and then. And it goes a little something like this. Motorsports, baby. Yeah, it's Motorsports, baby. I'm out. It we.